Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome. Welcome to the Farmington Public Schools 27th Annual Day for Strings. We are so happy to be here. What you see in front of you is only one half of the string students here in the Farmington Public Schools. The 5th graders, the 7th graders, and the other half of the high schooler groups were here in the mornings. And now here in the afternoon we have our 6th grade orchestra, our 8th grade orchestra, and our advanced high school orchestra. So it's really great to have you all with us. My name is John Kennedy. I'm the orchestra director here at North, and I'm really happy to welcome you here, and we're all happy to welcome you to this concert. This is a concert, a celebration, also a chance for the younger students to hear the older students, a chance for the older students to remember where they came from. And we're going to start right away with the 6th grade orchestra. The 6th grade orchestra is a group of students who have been taught by Ms. Sydney Campbell at Warner, Ms. Caitlin Mihalko at East, Mr. Nick Taylor at STEAM, and Ms. Sandy Vargo at Power. Welcome the 6th grade orchestra, and they are going to start with Bohemian Stomp. Let me introduce the 2 guest conductors that we have here working with the 6th grade orchestra from the Berkeley Public Schools, Ms. Pam Kilbride, and from the Jenison Public Schools, Ms. Carol Johnson.
We've had a wonderful afternoon in the 6th grade classrooms today. Your students came to us extremely well prepared, extremely enthusiastic, and extremely willing to do all of the weird, crazy things we asked them to do today. You should ask them about who Bob is, and you should ask them about toddler light switch dynamics and all sorts of things that we learned about today, because they've made giant strides in just the 2 rehearsals we had with them today. And I can tell you from experience, that's not the case in all districts in this state when I go around. The kids are not as well prepared all the time. They don't play with as big of a tone as these kids do, and they're not as willing to be taught by just some random stranger who comes in off the street. So this is a special thing you have going on here, and we're excited to share with you. The next piece is called Gaelic Castle.
Thank you, sixth grade orchestra. That was very cool. Next up, we have our eighth grade orchestra. The eighth grade orchestra includes students from my classes at Warner, from Ms. Mihalko's classes at East, from Mr. McDonald's classes at Power, and from Mr. Taylor's classes at STEAM. Welcome to the eighth grade orchestra. The eighth grade orchestra today, in addition to working with their guest conductor, who I'll introduce in a moment, also worked in sectionals with a large number of local professional musicians from the Detroit Symphony and the Michigan Opera Theater. And I'd like to invite Mr. Larry Hutchinson up to the microphone for a short moment. Mr. Hutchinson is a longtime Farmington resident and a longtime member, recently retired, of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. And 27 years ago, before the very first day for strings, it was Ms. Kay DeLuca, former teacher here in the Farmington Public Schools. She was here this morning. And Mr. Hutchinson, who got together and created the idea of having a day for strings. And I have to say, from my experience, it's this happening every year that helps to keep the string program in Farmington at the level that it is. Mr. Hutchinson.
Thank you. The wonderful musicians that your children and you students were able to work with today are some of the best in the business. These people can play anything. And I had the privilege of working with them for over 30 years. So they're wonderful people and great teachers and fabulous players. And I would like to urge all of you, students and parents, to go visit them downtown in their hall and actually hear them play. You'll love it. There's other than the classical series, there's a great pop series and a jazz series too. And I would like to very much encourage for you to go to the website, dso.org, and look for a thing called the sound card. A student can get a sound card, which is a student pass, for $25 for any performance during the year of any of those series, and as many as you want to come to for $25. Parents who come along with the students will get a reduced rate on their tickets, but it's a great way to see the symphony. If I had one of those when I was in high school, I would have gone every week. So, thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting the string program in Farmington. It's been a wonderful thing watching this happen every year over the 27 years. Can't be that long, you know. I'm only 32, you know.
Thank you, Larry. And now the eighth grade orchestra, directed by Ms. Becky Bush from the Jenison Public Schools. Please welcome Ms. Bush and the eighth grade orchestra.
Thank you. It's been great to be here. These eighth graders are fantastic people, and we had a blast this morning. We have two songs we're going to play for you. The first one kind of sounds like a spy theme type of thing with a whole bunch of new tricky notes that they've been working on. And then the final one has more of a Spanish battle feel, and then a little different section in the middle. And we talked a lot about how music should make you feel, and we want these pieces they should make us feel something and feel differently each piece. And I just want to say this community is so supportive of the arts, or there wouldn't be so many people on this floor, which is fantastic. And as these eighth graders go up to high school and they progress to junior high, it is just so important that they are in the arts. It doesn't take much. Just turn on the news for about 30 seconds, and it's easy to see that there's a lot of things going on in our world. and for them to come together and to learn to feel and to create, to be creative and artistry and all those things. They need that every hour each day when they're at school. So keep encouraging them and encourage them to get that in their schedule each year. And next year they'll be where these guys are. So here we go, 8th grade orchestra.
Bravo. Thank you, 8th grade. Next up is our high school Vivace Orchestra, consisting of the Symphony Orchestra and Philharmonia Orchestra from North Farmington and the Symphony Orchestra from Farmington High School, directed by Mr. Ted McDonald and myself. And before I turn it over to our guest conductor, I'd like to also say a thank you to TV10, the Farmington television station that is recording this on their remote cameras here, and that will be on the TV10 Farmington YouTube channel within a day or two. So you can see this whole concert on high definition video on the Farmington TV10 YouTube channel. So our next guest conductor is someone I've worked with for many years. Ms. Wendy Stewart from the Clarkston Schools and the Oakland Youth Orchestra is here to conduct our advanced high school orchestra, and I'll let her take it away. Ms. Stewart.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for having me back in this amazing community. What an incredible day. And as I was saying earlier, I really cannot think of a single thing I would rather be doing right now than spending a day with these amazing musicians. So thank you to the community. Thank you to you, parents and friends and family, for supporting all of these incredible musicians. And thank you to all of the teachers here for organizing this and the parent volunteers. We can't do these things without you. So thank you again. Now, we have been working on two pieces, the Raiders March and the frolicsome finale from the worst named piece in all of music history. It is called The Simple Symphony, and there is nothing simple about it. You've all heard the Raiders March, but the Simple Symphony is very interesting. It's a piece written by a composer named Benjamin Britten. It was written in the 20s and 30s. He wrote two main melodies when he was a teenager. And he took these melodies when he was in school, and he finished and published this piece when he was only 20 years old. And it is a masterpiece of string repertoire. So I think you'll really enjoy that. Thank you again, and enjoy the concert.
Bravo High School Orchestra. Well done. In preparation for our grand finale, there are a couple housekeeping things I want to mention before we play that piece, and one final thank you. But when we are done, and we have 314 students to safely dismiss back to their rooms, their coat rooms, could we ask that all the audience members please stay in your seats where you are until the musicians have left the room, so that they and their instruments and all their belongings can get out of the room safely. And 8th grade orchestra, we would like you to go out this door over here, and the violins and violas will go directly to your left, back to your coat rooms, and the cellos and basses will go to your right. High schoolers, you go out that door there, and to the right, back to the auditorium. And 6th graders, the violins will head out that door and around the corner back to the cafeteria where your cases are. And the cellos, violas, and basses will go out that door and back across the hall to where your cases are. So there's somebody going out every door. And if the audience could just hang tight until they've done that. And then if we could ask while you're in about the time it takes for them to get packed up, if we could ask for some parent assistance in stacking up all these white folding chairs on there's a bunch of racks over here that we'll pull out, and we stack those up. Many hands make light work, and it makes it a lot easier for us. So thank you to all our guest conductors, to all our clinicians for working with our students today. It's been really wonderful to be able to, for us as teachers, to be able to just watch our students working with you guys. Thank you very much. And I know I speak for my colleagues when I say the largest possible thank you to all of you, the families and parents of these students. First of all, for entrusting your children with us every day, and second of all, for supporting them in making music a part of their lives every day. They wouldn't be able to do this without you. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. And they will eventually be grateful to you. And we are very grateful to you. So thank you very much. And our grand finale, as it has been every year, is Simple Gifts.